Okay team, welcome to our next course of our foam roll and stretch. Today you'll need your foam roller and your strap. As I said to the team before, it's a bit of a sort of making up for holiday tightnesses, things in the calves, the hips and the back. We're going to lead off with the roller and start down our lower legs on the calves. Okay, so grab whatever roller you've got, doesn't matter if it's a soft one or a hard one. Sit yourself on your bums and then just pop one leg onto that roller, okay? You got 90 seconds to start rolling up and down anywhere between the sort of the ankle or just behind the ankle all the way up just before the back of the knee. Alright, so maybe start with the foot turned out to the side slightly and just roll up and down the full length and just look for any tightnesses or sore spots. When you get to them, you can just start to shorten the strokes over that area, apply a bit of pressure. If you find somewhere that's really quite tender and really hurts, you can just hold off and just stop on it. Just make sure you breathe, try to relax and then go back to moving again. Okay, so we're looking for them areas of tight muscle to try and massage them and loosen them a little bit. It's good. If that sort of towards the outside starts to feel okay, maybe start to swing the foot a bit more straight now and go straight down the middle of the calf and go for there. So for me on this one, it's quite tender, quite high up on this calf. Again, I'm just shortening where the tightness is and working over that. If you don't feel much, maybe then start to turn the foot in, see how that feels. Again, if it feels okay and you're not really feeling anything bumpy or anything tender, adjust and go back to the bit that you need to work on, okay? So we'll do about another 10 seconds on this one. If you need to rest your arms and sit your bum down, don't worry, you can. Good. So let's give it a switch. Other side. So you've got 90 seconds again. Now, if you've got a nice slippery floor, you might be able to actually slide your bum along the floor while you're doing it. So keep that toe turned out to start with. Work slightly more to the side. If you want to rest, you can just lean in, find a tight point, and use the hand to help push you down. And it does get tiring on the arms. So these calf muscles, they get quite tight from our poor shoe choices, which would be like flip-flops or things with no support. Or they get challenged quite a lot now. We're going out, high heels. So tight calves will add to sort of Achilles problems, back of the knee. Sometimes can contribute to quite a bit of back pain as well. So maybe now go sort of the foot nice and central. See how that feels. So for me, same place, quite high up in the middle is where it's quite tender to roll. And you're the keen runners and walkers out there, you might find that these calf muscles get a bit tender because they've got to help propel us forwards. Good, now maybe try turning that foot inwards, see what you think there. You've got about 15 more seconds. Just go back to wherever you felt was most tender or most bumpy and try and iron that out a little bit. And then we'll do our first batch of stretches. Cool. Alright, so off the roller. Now we're going to try and get a bit of stretch through these calves and a little bit of the hamstrings as well. So we're going to start on our hands and toes and we're going to push our bum up in the air and hook one foot behind the other, okay? And then from there, we're gonna push our bum up in the air and heel as close to the floor as you can get it. Okay, so we should start to feel a nice stretch going down that calf. You might feel a bit up into the hamstring as well. Keep your breathing going. Nice, deep breaths. Try to relax. If that heel's not quite at the floor, keep trying to relax it into the floor. If it's already there and it's feeling okay, you've got to try and push your armpits in towards your knees, and that'll add to your stretch. 3, 2, 1. Good, let's have a brief rest down, and then we're going to go back up again and do the other side. Bum up, put one foot behind. We're trying to push that heel as close to the floor as we can, and then we focus on our breathing and try and relax. Okay, if you find one side a bit tighter than the other, it's quite normal. We have our dominant side, we like using a bit more. So as it eases, try and get that heel closer down, bum a bit further up in the air. And we got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Bring them knees down. We're going to take one foot straight out in front of us. Okay? So you've got to try and find your balance here. Now I need the toe pulled in as close to you as you can. Alright? Arms go up. We're going to go down and reach for that toe and hold it for the count of 5. Doesn't matter if you can't get there, just go to where you can. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do 5 of these. While I'm down there, I'm pulling that toe towards me. Okay, and then that's adding to my calf stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, reach down. I'm getting further down the foot, still pulling it in. 2, 3, 4, 5. We've done 3, 2 to go. Further down the foot, pull in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Pull in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very nice. Switch over, find your balance on the other side, so leg out nice and straight, pull the toe into you, reach up. On this back foot, make sure it's pushed down on the floor, that'll help you balance. So let's reach, pull in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. Deep breath in, blow out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 2 more of these. See if you can get over further. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Up 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nice. One more. Let's do our downward dogs. Onto hands and toes. We're going to rock up. Bum goes up high. Heels go down. Armpits are going in towards our knees. We'll go into this position and we're going to hold it for the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be a big stretch down the back of the legs. We're going to do 5 of these. So let's go back again. Rock in. Armpits in towards your knees. Head through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. So we're still trying to get our chest through that gap more, armpits through the gap more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, 1 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. So there's our calf stretches. Next up, we're going to go to them hips now. So you're going to grab your roller, okay? We're going to go on our fronts, and we need to take the roller down at a nice angle, okay? So when we're laying on our front, it's going to be inwards. If on this hip, this way on this one, okay? So give it a lay down, pop the roller onto your hip. This spare knee, I'm going to pop it out to the side, okay? So it just helps me roll. So I'm down on my forearms, and all I'm going to roll is around about, if you put your hand in the pocket of your jeans, it's about the size of that pocket, okay? Right at the top of the thigh, okay? So let's start more towards the inner thigh, okay, with this knee, spare knee on the floor, okay, and then slowly we're going to start to lift that knee off the floor and work round the hip, okay. But again, imagine the size of the pocket of your jeans, okay, so we're not rolling very far, okay. So this is hitting them sort of adductors and inner thigh muscles and hip flexor muscles. So when these get a bit tight, we've done a lot of sitting down, okay. So we're slightly on the inner part at the moment. Now we're going to start just to lift this spare knee, the leg we're not using, slightly, so we start to come more on the front of the hip, right where that pocket of your jeans would be. Still rolling just a couple of inches. If it feels okay, we're just going to go up a little bit higher with that knee, so we're coming more slightly to the side now. It's good, and if they feel okay, you want to come back down again, I'm going to come just to that middle part. That's where, for me, I felt like it was a bit tender. About 10 more seconds on this. So these guys, when they get a bit tight in here, they can add to our sort of pains in our backs, definitely. The inner ones can add pains to the groin or the inside of the knee. Good. Okay, so let's adjust the angle of that roller again. Let's go diagonal, okay? Pop the spare leg out to the side. Yeah, and now we'll first off just go more towards the inside. Again, just a few inches. See if you find anywhere that feels a bit tender, a bit tight. It's good. Then start just to sort of lift that knee a bit, and then it brings you right onto the front, sort of top of the thigh. So we're still, when we're on the roller, we're trying to relax into it as much as we can, iron out their muscles a little bit. So for me, this one's a bit more tender. Just there. Good. And then let's just lift that knee a little bit higher, bring the hip up. That makes us a bit more angled. We're coming around to the side of that hip a little bit. Got 10 more seconds, so I'm just going to drop back to the middle, I think, where I felt most tight. Nice. Okay, so we're going to slide off of that, and we're going to try our stretches. So, this first one, what we're going to do, on one knee, we're going to take a big stride forwards. Okay, so we're going to lean in as far as we can, okay? Then this hand comes down to the floor, so we've got a nice stretch going on in this hip. Okay, now the tricky part. If you're happy just doing that, you're going to hold that. If you want to add to it, we're going to bring this elbow that's closest to the foot down towards the floor, okay? And try and get it as flat down with that forearm as possible and just hold. We're going to breathe. So we've got stretch going on this hip and then through this inner thigh on this side, okay? We just hold it. If you're on both of your hands without your forearm down, absolutely fine. Just hold it and try and relax. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands up, then switch them legs over for me. And the other one comes round, we have a bit of a wiggle into position, and then start to drop that elbow down. Try and keep this front foot nice and flat. You're going to find it wants to tilt to the side. We want to keep it planted on the floor. So you can have a little wiggle with that leg, helps you fall in a little bit more. We got 3, 2, and 1. Good, you can take them legs back, and now you can lay out on the floor nice and flat. Bring them hands by your chest, and we're going to push up into our cobra and stretch through the front of our stomach and our hips, and we're going to look up towards the ceiling. So we get a nice stretch through the front of the neck as well. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower down slowly. Maybe take them hands back a little bit more. We're going to have another go. Give it a push up again. See if we can get that chest any higher. Round through the spine. Look up. Very nice. Lower down again. Now what you're going to try and do is reach for one foot and give it a pull towards your bum. If that's hard enough to do, you're just going to hold that. If you think you can get the other foot, you're going to get both of them. Okay, if you're just holding one, I'll tell you when to change, don't worry. So if we've got both, we're going to keep them knees nice and close together. Okay, trying to get your heels to your bum. Okay, if you're holding one leg, now's the time to change. Then double leg people, we're trying to get both them hips pushed down into the floor, heels pulled to our bum, shoulder blades squeeze back together. We're going to keep holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let go of them, bring yourself back up again onto all fours. We're going to take a stride forwards. So we're back into our hip flexor position. We're going to have arms up, nice and tall. Okay? Hold it for 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Arms out to the sides. We're going to rotate towards the leg that's forwards. Far round as you can. 1, 2, 3. Bring it back. Arms back up nice and tall. Always allow yourself to drop forwards more if you can. 1, 2, 3. Arms out to the sides. Rotate. 1, 2, 3. Good. Up tall. 1, 2, 3. Arms out to the sides. Last one. Round you go. 1, 2, 3. Good. Switch over legs for me. See if we can do the same thing again. So we lean in, big stride, nice stretch on the hips. Up as tall as we can. First hold. 1, 2, 3. Arms out to the sides. Rotate to the leg that's forwards. 1, 2, 3. Bring it back. Up tall again. Let the body drop forwards if you can. 1, 2, 3. Out to the sides. 1, 2, 3. One more round of each. 1, 2, 3. Arms out. Nice twist. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Nice stretches there. So let's grab our roller. Now we're going to move to a bit of upper body. Let's do a bit of these chest muscles, okay? So on your front, you need the roller long ways, okay? You're going to lay yourself down and you're going to put your chest onto the roller, okay? And we're working across, okay? So just where the arm meets the body, okay? We're going to roll that big chunk of muscle there. It's a small movement. So it's just the side of your chest, okay? So you can sort of look straight down while you're doing it, or if you sort of twist the body a bit, look the other way, changes that positioning, you might find, oh, that bit's a bit tight, a bit tender. So our chest muscles, stuck at a desk, leaning forwards for a long time, will make them a bit tight, or if you're stuck in a car for a long time, holding onto a steering wheel, that might make them a bit tight, and they'll add to shoulder problems. headaches, poor posture. So we want to keep these chest muscles nice and stretched. So I've got a bit of a tight point there. As I just relax into it, I can feel a bit of a tingling down my arm, but it starts to ease. Just another few more seconds on this one, then we'll go over to the other side. Good. Okay, so take it over to the other side. Same thing, so just start with the arm out to the side, just where the arm starts to meet the chest. We're just doing small rolls there. So this pec muscle is a large muscle. It runs from the front of the arm all the way over to the middle of the chest, so across the ribs. So it allows us to pull things across our body is the idea. So again, I've got a nice tight point there. I'm just going to relax into it, make sure I wiggle my fingers, relax my arm. And then I'll go back to my rolling again. Don't worry if you're rolling, you feel a bit of a sort of tingling down the arm or sends a bit of a pain down to the thumb, but briefly, don't worry, you're just on a bit of a trigger point there and just need to loosen it. Another 10 seconds. Good. Okay. Next one's a bit of a tricky one. We're going to lay on our backs. Okay. So I'm going to go sideways for this one. And we're going to put that roller about a third down our back. Okay. So we're laying like this. Alright, when we do this one, you might want to put your hands behind your head for a bit of support. So we're going to roll just that top third of your upper back. Okay. So we'll do about 60 seconds. So if you just lift them hips up and just start to roll up and down. Remember, we're only about the top third, so where them shoulder blades are. At the moment, I'm keeping my body just nice and straight. So I'm sort of going up and down the middle of the spine, but you'll find this more on the muscles by the sides than the bone. That feels okay. Try giving the body just a little bit of a slight lean to the sides. You're now going over one shoulder blade a bit more. Which you might find as you go over the shoulder blade in one direction. Feels quite nice to massage it. Good, if that's feeling okay, you might need a little rest down, readjustment. Try leaning over to the other side. So as I go over the shoulder blade on this one, I get a little bit of referral down the back of the arm on that side. But it's starting to ease as I've rolled over it a few times. You've got about 10 more seconds. So anywhere that you want to still hang out on. If you just want to come off this one and rest, that's fine. Good. Okay, so next one's we need to come up to standing. Put these to the side. So let's see if we can get some of these stretched. Alright, so let's stand up. First up, we're just going to put our hands up, interlink our fingers, palms lovely and tall for me. Okay, we're going to lean as far over one way as we can, stretch through the sides of that back. 1, 2, 3, bring it back in. Over to the other side. 1, 2, 3. Now let's bring our breathing in. Deep breath in. Blow out. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And blow out. 1, 2, 3. We're trying to get a bit further on the lean each time. And blow out. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do 3 more of these. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Back to the center. We're now going to take the head in 4 different directions. So take your hand. Spare hand is just going to go behind us, and we're going to pull that head just slightly over to one side, okay? So you want to use your hand to help pull the head. So we've got a nice stretch going down the side of the neck. And we're just going to hold it here. Keep your breathing going. 3, 2, 1. Give it a switch over on the hands. Again, we're trying to pull that ear over towards the shoulder. So we're stretching out these trapezius muscles, okay, that run from the back of our skull all the way down to the sort of top of our shoulder, down to our shoulder blades and our spine. Good, bring it back to center, hands by your sides, and look up as tall as you can for me. Try and keep your teeth together. 3, 2, 1. Now drop the chin down to the chest and just pull down on the head. Good. Now from this position, start to round. Pull that head in towards your belly button. Keep rounding. If you're still comfortable, keep going until that head rounds all the way down and into your knees. If you stop before this, that's fine. Good. And then slowly back up. Deep breath in. Once you're up, we're going again. Start blowing out, chin to chest. Start rounding. Head's going to belly button. Just past that, head's going in between your knees. Good, and when you're ready, slowly bring it up. Once we're up and we're not too dizzy, we're going to take these arms out. We need to go near to a wall, and we're going to put our fingers against the wall, so our palms flat on the wall, and just twist away. The spare hand will just pop on our hip, okay? So we're keeping them shoulders down. We've got a nice stretch running through the hand, the forearm, the bicep, and all the way up to the chest and the shoulder. Hopefully it's starting to ease, so all this texting on the mouse and the keyboard will make all these muscles of the hand and the forearm tight. We got 3, 2, and 1. Good. Switch it over. So place that hand against the wall, start to push in, twist out, spare arm goes on the hip. That puts both of our, or sticks our chest out. Keep hanging on there. We've got about another 10 seconds to hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Okay, let's bring ourselves down. We're now going to work on these hamstrings, okay? So, I'm going to sit on our bum, we're going to grab our roller, and the roller needs to go under that big chunk of muscle at the upper part of the back of the leg. So we're going to lift up like we were doing our calf rolling, okay? I want you to start on more the outside of the back of the leg to start with, okay? We're going to do 30 seconds on the outside, 30 seconds on the middle, and 30 seconds towards the inside, okay? So just anywhere between the underneath of your bum cheek all the way down to just before the back of the knee. Okay? So for me, the central part of that is the most bumpy part. So I'm just going to just keep working on that. Okay, now we're going to start just to bring ourselves to the centre and go straight down the middle. So again, we're not rolling the back of that knee, we're just on the big bulk of muscle. And so this massage or foam rolling, manipulation, or whatever you want to call it, just promoting blood flow, promoting things to loosen. Good, now we've got to swing that toe in a little bit and start more towards that inside. So as I do this one, for me, as I get right high up, I get a bit of tenderness high up on that inner part of the hamstring. Just keep working it just for a little bit longer and we'll get on the other leg. Great. Alright, switch it over. Sorry if the arms are getting tired. So again, we're going to start on that outer part of the hamstring. So just let the toe hang to the side slightly. So for me, this right side's a bit worse. So I go down, it bumps. So I'm just going to shorten my strokes there. Working on that. So if we spend a lot of the days sitting down, these hamstrings shorten because being in that right ankle position puts them at a shorter state and they get used to it being like that. Good, now let's turn that toe straight up, straight down the middle. Good. Remember, if you want to rest, just rest down on your bum. I'm sure you can still find a way to apply a bit of pressure. Good. Now we're going to turn that toe in just for the last 30 seconds. So again, just between, sort of right in that back of the inner thigh, just towards the inside of the knee. See if you find anything a bit tender. So again, same place for me. It's that high up part. You've got 10 more seconds. Perfect. Alright, so we have 3 more stretches to go, all on our backs. So what we're going to do is now we need our strap. So strap, scarf, bit of string, anything you've got, or you can use your hands if you've got nothing, doesn't matter. Okay? Just makes it a bit more relaxing for you if you've got something in the ear you can loop around your foot. So the strap's round our foot, okay? We are going to lay back. So once you've got this strap around your foot, I want you to think about trying to get your foot as level as possible so it's not twisted to the side. Okay, so get it level and then start to pull towards you for me. Okay? So we've got spare leg flat on the floor, okay? We're pulling that in, foot's nice and straight. We've got a stretch coming down the calf, bit towards the hamstring. You might get a bit of stretch towards the underneath of the foot if that's a bit tight. You're just going to hold it there, breathe. Try not to bend the knee. If you have, you've gone a bit too far. You just need to go back and straighten up. Keep holding for me. Another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Switch over legs. Same thing. Level out that foot. Pull it into you. Keep the leg flat. That's the spare one on the floor. And then don't bend that knee and just pull it. If it starts to ease, just pull it that little bit further. You got 3, 2, and 1. Good. Relax the legs. Get rid of the strap. Hug the knees in lovely and tight to your chest. Okay. Now just ditch one of them legs, put them out nice and straight on the floor, and then using your hands start to push that knee across your body. Okay, the aim here is to keep the shoulders down. The shoulders don't come off the floor. So if your knee doesn't get down to the floor, it doesn't matter. Okay, we're creating this rotation. Nice stretch through the side of the leg, the glute, the lower back, bit through the chest and shoulder as well. Use your breathing. That will help you drop that leg down a little bit further. 3, 2, 1, nice. Bring it back in. Hug the knees into your chest again. Reset the pelvis. Good. Leg out nice and straight. Pull it across. Start taking down again. Focus on them shoulders. Keep them down the floor. Good. Bring it back in. One more to go now. Once we're back, take one leg across the other and try and pull it into you as close as you can, okay? So you want to come in as close as you can, but you want your head still on the floor, okay? So we should have a nice big stretch going through that glute and a little bit of the hamstring of the leg that's slightly closer to you. That is the one we're stretching. Keep the breathing going. Three, 2, 1. Good. Bring it down. Switch it over. Pull straight into you. So again, as close to your chest as you can get it. Easy. Pull it a little bit further. We got final few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. Hug them knees into you. Just give it a rock side to side. Roll out that lower back. One more rock. Good. And sit yourselves up. Very nice stretch, everyone. It's good to be back.